Now, this is as Mayor Harry Kim has told folks he is trying to provide as much access as possible. But after 4 weeks now of allowing those residents of Leilani Estates the opportunity to re-enter, to check on their property, to gather additional belongings, they can now no longer guarantee their safety. And that's in part because of the dynamic and unpredictable intensity of Fissure 8, which has been fountaining lava upwards of 260 feet into the air for the last several days now, creating a very fast moving flow, which officials say they just have no way of knowing exactly what direction it will take or what speed it can move at, though they have seen it move upwards of 600 yards per hour. Essentially saying that anyone who lives at Pomaikai Street or east within the Leilani Estates subdivision needs to be out by noon today. Otherwise, they risk the potential of arrest or even personal financial liability should a rescue be required.
Good morning, everyone. This is your Kilauea update for the morning of June 1st. Starting in the lower east rift zone, Fissure 8 is still the most active fissure and is continuing to produce persistent fountains up to heights of 260 feet, and it's feeding a major lava flow field that is heading northeast alongside Highway 132. The flow front is moving at about 80 yards an hour and is currently 0.85 miles west of the Four Corners intersection. A mandatory evacuation is in effect for Leilani Estates, and residents of Kapoho Beach Lots and Vacationlands are being urged to evacuate by 6 p.m. today or risk being isolated if the lava flow cuts access to Beach Road. The Fissure 18 flow front has stagnated about half a mile from Route 137, but small breakouts are still occurring further up the flow, with the most active one about 1.5 miles from the road. At the summit, ash continued to erupt intermittently from the vent in Halema'uma'u crater, and continued explosions and elevated seismicity are expected. And the overlook vent itself within the crater has grown from about 12 acres to more than 100 acres as a result of the explosions. So communities downwind should continue to be prepared for ashfall and fog as long as the explosions continue. And as always, the USGS Volcanoes website for the Hawaiian Volcano Observatory is a good place to find information about preparing for and dealing with ash. Thanks. Summit, ash continued to erupt intermittently from the vent in Halema'uma'u crater, and continued explosions and elevated seismicity are expected. And the overlook vent itself within the crater has grown from about 12 acres to more than 100 acres as a result of the explosions. So communities downwind should continue to be prepared for ashfall and fog as long as the explosions continue. And as always, the USGS Volcanoes website for the Hawaii Volcano Observatory is a good place to find information about preparing for and dealing with ash.
Of Vacationland, Kapoho Beach Lots, and anyone who lives along Highway 137 will now have until 2 o'clock this afternoon to check in here at the security checkpoint that's been established at the intersection of Kuna and Papio Streets in Honolulu Landing, just outside Hawaiian Beaches, if they want to gather any more of their personal belongings. That's because we're told the area will shut down at 2 o'clock this afternoon as a result of a very fast-moving, large lava flow that has been created by the fountain coming from Fissure 8 in Leilani Estates. They say the leading edge of that flow right now is about half a mile north of Four Corners. That's the Highway 132-137 intersection. And they do believe there's a possibility that that lava flow is going to cut across Beach Road in the next 7 to 10 hours, which is why residents are being told now they need to evacuate quickly before 2 o'clock today. There will also be no siren test today so that there won't be any confusion.